I promised in this video, which is uploaded and published on my channel 2 days ago actually. Today is 1st of August 2024. So I promised in that video that I will try to find that video that is missing in this article. There are 2 videos in this article. So article is still here. Here it is on CBS news site, and I'm going to. So this part is where video should be, and that's the video now playing, but it cannot play as it is seen in the in this video, and the other video, which is part of this article, can be played without any problems, and it is also in CBS YouTube channel. And the last thing is I'm just trying to find the end of this article. So so the end of this article appears to be, part of this article appears to be cut off, especially this end, and it can be simply examined by listening to the video that I'm going to play now. I found it. This is the video, and this is the screenshot before it is removed. Actually, it is private. So if you follow what they are talking in this, this interview, what they are talking during this interview, you will see that some important points are not in this article. Not just what attorney said, but also what these hosts said, and I can actually I will not close it, and I just updated it. It was here that I put here that they removed the video. Actually, the video is private, and I'm going to show this, that it is private. So Edwards Pottinger, I think this is law firm of Bradley Edwards. So this is the code of the video, which also can be seen here. So SSKOR V6 VV4, and that's it. It's exactly that video, and of course the name, the title of the video. So lawyer for Epstein, alleged victims, there well in excess of 50 victims. So this is the title of the video. This is the description of the video. This is when it's published, July 10th, 2019, 10th of July 2019. And that's the date when this article is published, as far as I remember. So yeah, 10th of July 2019. So everything matches perfectly, and I just need to see what will happen if I try to open this, or maybe even better, I can, I mean, this is the same thing, right? But I will just to be sort of consistent, I will take it from here. So let's see what YouTube has to say. So this video is private, and I will use this as the probably as the, or maybe part of it. This will be the thumbnail, and I can add this. This is a small picture. Okay, I can leave this. I don't need this anymore, actually. And just to mention, because it is Bradley adverts addressed the issue of, and I think that part is also not mentioned in the article. So in that video, I'm going to play it and I won't interrupt it. So he mentioned that fact that it is court, or at least I think that there were 3 decisions by 3 courts. I think that 2 of them, some of them were that prosecutors did everything right in 2008 with that non-prosecution agreement, and Bradley Edwards said that it is decided, he wasn't specific who decided on that, so he said that it is decided that this was against the law, that NPA, non-prosecution agreement, but it is still in power, so this should be annulled, this agreement. Okay, so in that context, I want to mention something that's called ex officio. It means that prosecutors are doing some things which I'm not going into details here, because there are a lot of things that prosecutors, after they receive crime report or crime complaint in the United States, that's the terminology. So there are a lot of steps, but all these steps are defined as ex officio, something that they are doing by the definition of their job. And perfect example is something that I found here. So it is important to note that prosecuting domestic violence offenses can be undertaken on an ex officio basis, meaning that crimes can be prosecuted without a complaint being made by the victim. And this is just one example. So this is why, I don't know if court decided like that, I haven't seen the decision, but that non-prosecution agreement in 2008 with Epstein's lawyers and federal prosecutors was illegal because it conflicts with the definition of ex officio of prosecutors. I will of course create separate video on that, and I have all those 3 decisions of courts. I think there are 3 different courts on that MPA, but no, I just mentioned that. I don't know how is it possible that I still haven't read about that. I mean, this is ex officio. You can, prosecutors can strike a deal with anyone who is involved in a crime, but they need first to prosecute that person. You cannot just say you won't you won't prosecute somebody who is involved in a crime. So again, the problem with MPA in 2008 is that it conflicts with the definition of ex officio or prosecutors. Okay, so I can close this as well. And let's see if I forgot to mention anything. I guess not. I don't need this anymore. I'm closing this because I had sometimes problems with my memory. I have a very good machine, but there are some problems with it. I still haven't fixed it. So I'm not going to play this. I'm not going to interrupt it in order to comment. So as I said, there is that video that I recently created. This one where everything can be compared, everything in this article, or you can simply open that article, which is still on CBS website, but in case if it's not, then you can read it here in this video. This is why I recorded it, the whole article. So now I'm just going to play this video, and then that will be it. It will be, I will just stop when this video ends. This will be end of this video that I'm now recording.
Attorney Brad Edwards has represented 13 women who accuse Epstein of abusing them. 12 say they were underage at the time. He's been on their side for more than 11 years, from before Epstein's plea deal with now Secretary Acosta. Brad Edwards, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
The federal government prepared a 53-page indictment against Epstein back 10 years ago, 11 years ago. But you just heard Alan Dershowitz say they thought they were going to lose the case. Is he right?
He's wrong. He knows he's wrong. The federal government had a very strong case. They had identified more than 30, about 34 underage victims. The evidence was overwhelmingly strong.
So why did they walk away from that indictment?
That's still what we want to know. So they went from, in May of 2007, they have a 53-page indictment. Literally 2 months later, there is the exchange of a non-prosecution agreement between Epstein's lawyers and the government. And our biggest problem was the victims were not told anything about it. They're cooperating with the federal government. They believe there's an investigation going on. And meanwhile, behind their backs, there's a secret deal happening between the government and Epstein. That's what was wrong.
That's so stunning, too, Brad, to hear that. You can't imagine what the victims are thinking. Well, you can imagine that. Does Alex Acosta have some explaining to do? Have you ever tried to reach out and get a conversation with him during all this time?
Well, he has a lot of explaining to do. We filed a case back in 2008 against the federal government under the Crime Victims' Rights Act, simply saying crime victims have basic fundamental rights: to be heard at a hearing, to confer with the government, to be treated with fairness. I've reached out to Mr. Acosta numerous times, formally and informally, saying, just sit down with us and explain why.
How many times has he talked to you?
Never.
He's never talked to you.
Still right now, even going on television and sending out tweets, it's not helping anything. Just sit down.
So he doesn't even say no comment. He just gives you no response, nothing.
No response.
I was struck by the fact that in his statement on Twitter yesterday, Acosta said that Epstein's crimes are horrific. Not alleged crimes. Crimes are horrific, suggesting he had some sense that he was guilty at the time or is guilty after the fact. My question is, this settlement, this plea deal, was approved by the Justice Department at the time. Doesn't that give him some cover here?
The
deep sigh there.
Yeah, well, that's because he approved the plea deal. What the Justice Department approved was that he, Alex Acosta, could prosecute him.
Yeah.
That's what they said. You can prosecute him federally. And then Alex Acosta chose not to prosecute him federally. That's just really what happened.
This plea deal was ruled illegal by a court this year. Why is it still in effect?
We filed that case 11 years ago and fought for 11 years, and a federal judge has finally ruled in our favor. Yes, the federal government violated the victim's rights. Now, what do we do about it? We say it's pretty simple. It's an illegal agreement between Jeffrey Epstein on the one hand, the government on the other. In violation of victims' rights, you invalidate the agreement.
But that hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened yet. I would say in the next 6 months, we're going to have a ruling on that. And I expect it to go in our favor. It just makes common logic.
Have other victims come forward since this story is now back in the news?
Just in the last 48 hours, we've heard from new victims. And one of the main reasons my clients came up for the hearing, who we still don't know who in the new indictment, who the victims are, but my clients from 11 years ago, they wanted to be at the hearing. They were at the hearing, and it was mainly so that they can say, if there are new victims, not only victims, or witnesses that have any information, call us. And
What
people have called
is justice like? What would justice look like for your victims? Is it enough that he is behind bars?
There's relief there.
By your count, how many victims are there?
Well in excess of 50.
Wow, that's a big number. Here's another question, though. Are there going to be additional high-profile names attached to this? We have Epstein, a lot of people in Epstein's orbit at the time. Did they participate?
I have personally investigated this for 11 years and don't know of any high-profile person that would be implicated. Now, there are plenty of people that ran in his... Exactly. There are plenty of people that ran in his circles who have information, and that's one of the things. If you have information, you observed anything, you heard anything, come and let us know. Just tell us what you know at this point.
Well, many of the high-profile victims are saying they don't know nothing about nothing and are now running for the hills, who allegedly knew him very well.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But you're saying, how could you not know, considering his behavior?
Well, he wasn't hiding his behavior. If you look at the evidence, he's doing it every day, wherever he is, and it's not in secret. He had employees that their only job was to recruit girls for him.
Young women.
All right, not the end of the story, but the end of this conversation. Brad Edwards, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.